The biggest game came to us from St James's Park between Liverpool and Newcastle, and I think the way that it ended, Troy, in the dramatic fashion with the stoppage time penalty is going to feel like points gained for Liverpool and points lost for Newcastle, isn't it?
Yeah, it will, and also it's a really soft penalty as well. One that we don't really like these types of games to be decided upon. But what I would like to say is very quickly is the game that these two teams put on was very befitting of Kevin Keegan, obviously, who passed away and obviously managed both of these clubs as well. So it's really, really good the way that the football community came together. They all went there for the tifos, and then you had the great Alan Shearer and a load of top players there to show that moment. But the way that they attacked the game was how Kevin Keegan wanted the game to be played. So it was a wonderful game of football and one befitting of a wonderful gentleman.
If you want to keep possession and dominate games high up the pitch, got to be aware for defensively how to stop a play, dirty fouls, technical fouls, whatever you want to call it. Got to maybe lock the play in completely.
No, I agree with that. I think the only thing there is, in both of those positions, the way that Iraola will look at it and go, OK, they could be stopped. And if they had a little bit more cuteness, a bit more tactical awareness, those situations would have been stopped.
Well, that's the worry, though. They need to be able to stop them now, to be able to show what you want to do moving forward. Because you know what it's like. Teams will watch that and say, oh, OK, let's let them have possession because we're going to hit them on the counter-attack because they're going to keep making those same mistakes.
While I agree with you, not many people in world football have the pace and power that Newcastle have. You were massive on them last season for the similar thing.
One of the best teams in transition in the world.
They've lost some players in terms of Gordon, Guimaraes, etc., but they've actually got more physically gifted players in the team. Elanga wasn't playing a lot last year. Joe Willett came in. Wissa wasn't playing at all last year. They've got so much more physical attributes that I think with this manager, the way they want to play, it will suit them. But if you are Andoni Iraola, you're looking at it as a coach, you're saying, right, these are all the things we hope to stop. Now we realise there's a problem we need to stop. I would be pulling Kirk and say, I know you're not as quick as Elanga. There's not many people on the planet that are. But you've got to make a little arm across. You've got to make it harder for him to make that run. But, all in all, why are you sat like that? Yeah. You just made it so comfortable.
I'm falling out of this. I feel like I'm in one of those fighter jets, like I'm going to get ejected out of this seat any second. I'm trying to get comfortable on it.
Never.
And you come down the corner of my eye. It just seemed like just...
Then I got...
But Troy, just to go back to you. The majority of the times with the teams that Liverpool are going to face in the Premier League, you know most teams now have very quick players. So that is the worry for them.
But they would argue that they're going to be quicker. They're still managing people back. They had to change the young centre-half over.
He played well.
He played well, but I think he could only manage 70 minutes because they're trying to... He hasn't done a full pre-season, so they're trying to get him fit on the job. They're still in the window. For me, I thought they did very well. I thought in the midfield area, Gravenberch was excellent. But when it gets to that top area of the pitch, and this is where I think they're going to have to try and figure something out, Isak needs space to run in behind. Teams aren't allowing that. Newcastle did that today. It goes out wide, and they come inside and they slow it down too much. It's like you either come inside and shoot, come inside and cross, but they come inside, they touch, and then all the players are back. They've just got to figure out in those wider areas how they're going to attack quicker, cleaner, more decisive. And with that, Florian Wirtz needs to do a lot more if they are to be better.
I'm glad you finished on that point. I will just simplify and saying there's a lack of chemistry in the final third for Liverpool. As much as they had all the possession, they didn't create a lot of chances in the game today. And it's a worry for the lack of being able to create real good goal-scoring opportunities for a club like Liverpool and what they want to go to.
We're going to talk more about Florian Wirtz later on in the show. What about Newcastle, though, Grell? Because you pointed out all the amazing things that they did last season. This season, with the players that you boys mentioned already and with Eddie Howe's departure, some are a little worried about where Newcastle are going to finish in the league. Do you have concerns, or were you having positive thoughts after today's performance?
It depends what a positive finish is, but definitely not. They're not going to be in trouble at the bottom of the table. I really don't see it because they're too physically powerful. They're still good in transition. That's not a big identity of what they are. Played Champions League football just last season. And also, can they manage games better? For sure. But a team that sits in a little bit more and hits on the counter is always going to be a slightly successful team. I think they'll be fine. They'll grow. They'll add things. They'll add pieces to the puzzle for what they're trying to do to become better in those moments, in managing moments. But I like Newcastle. I like what they do. They're exciting to watch, and I think they're a good team with a lot of physical power. And every year the game gets more fast, more physical. So I think they're okay.
The one thing that the new managers bought into very, very quickly is getting the fans on side. So as soon as they played, it was like, right, get after them, be quick, be front-footed, try to put that aggression in. And as soon as they scored, he was turning to the fans like, come on then. So he's already understanding very, very quickly the little nuanced pieces that you need to get this fan base on side. Because he's not stupid. He would have heard all of the negativity. We're going to get relegated. We've sold all these people. But he knows he's got a job to do and he needs to get everyone on side. And today was a big step for him.
Did you like the appointment of Matthias Eisler?
Didn't mind it. New manager coming to the Premier League. Obviously, they've done their research and why they brought him there. It was a good performance there. I think he can be happy with it. The only tweak I would say is when you play like that, so defensively organised, you want to play a counter-attacking football, there's going to be moments, and I use the word brave, where you have to be brave on the ball, where you have to get on the ball, because if you constantly are defending and having to block holes, as soon as you get it back, more than likely you're going to give it away again. And when you play a top opposition team, they're going to keep dominating and dominating. Eventually, they'll get the goal. So I just think
they were.
I thought at times they could have been a bit more braver. I think at times they could have been a lot more on the ball because Liverpool did really dominate them a lot possession-wise. Where you're at home, yes, we understand about enthusiasm, wanting to run, but at times you have to be a bit more braver because momentum is one thing. And Liverpool just kept on going to momentum, and that's how they were able to get a point at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just thought, I totally understand your point, by the way, but I just thought that the way that they were so successful is because when they did turn it over, they went forward so quickly.
Yes.
And so to be braver means you need to get a couple more passes in.
Yes, at
so
times,
you're going to take away from the bit that was good. Do you get what I mean?
No, but there were times in when they did have good possession in the middle third where it's passing around the back. Like, let Liverpool have to chase and run and try and close down.
So you're saying basically once they transition, if you can't score, then keep it a little bit longer.
Then keep it a little bit better.
Okay,
because they went too quick, and then again you're defending again.
Yeah,
and you know what it's like. I've been in my career at times where managers want to be so defensive. You're running around defending. As soon as you get the ball, you're going to give it away again, and that's what happens. And it just starts becoming infectious across the team. So I think if you can get that balance right a bit and let them tell the boys to be a bit more brave, keep possession, then they should be fine.
Here's a look at the momentum chart that I know you boys wanted to have a look at. I suppose as well, Grell, who do you think is the happier of the two teams with the point today?
It's like a momentum chart. Always sometimes it's confusing. I think at the end of the day, Liverpool gets the point on the road against a good Newcastle side. I think Liverpool will be very happy with the result, and then Newcastle at home, if they manage the game better, they get all three. So probably Liverpool the happier of the two. A lot of possession, a lot of things to work on, but sometimes these exciting games, they're exciting for the neutral and they're exciting for the fans, but that means that there's major flaws in both teams when you see 2-2. So this week one, right? A lot to work on, and a lot to build on. So Liverpool will be the happier, I think, with the point on the road.
I think as well you have to put into perspective the emotional aspects of this game for Newcastle and for that fan base as well. So it's a real difficult game for Liverpool to manage, and they come out of that with a point. I don't believe, this is just me playing Nostradamus a little bit here, I don't believe Newcastle will play with that intensity, with the fans behind them as much at any point again this season. I really don't. It meant so much to send off Kenny Dalglish with... do you know what I mean? It hits home a little bit differently. The manager understood it.
Kevin Keegan.
Keegan, what did I say?
Kenny Dalglish.
Dalglish, sorry. Kevin Keegan, apologies, sorry. Apologies, Kevin Keegan. And when you're in that situation, you're in a wonderful place where you understand, OK, this means more than football.
Yeah.
The managers knew, the players are new, everyone is there for a reason. As the season develops, I don't think anyone's going to have to play against such a hostile crowd like that. And I think that was a good result for Liverpool in the end.